What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and this morning we're going to be talking about the DLC weapons coming to Season 6 of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and as a big reminder, there's plenty of brand new article coverage going up on detonated.com for those that want to stay up to date with all things Black Ops 6 and, of course, all things Season 6. The team is hard at work preparing for the upcoming Haunting update, which is going to be on September the 18th. But real quickly, for those wondering what's going on with the potential preload of the 6th and final season for MW3, well, I'm predicting that the update may be found in the database over the course of this weekend. Then the preload should go out either, I want to say, Monday night or possibly Tuesday night. Now, luckily, for those out there on Xbox platforms, Microsoft has officially confirmed that Call of Duty will begin to see preloads on Xbox, whether you're on an Xbox One or a Series X or S. So that's great, as Xbox now joins both PlayStation and Battle.net in getting those early preloads. I don't believe Steam is ever going to get them, but honestly, never say never. So with that all out the way, let's first talk about a free weapon blueprint you're going to be able to earn here in the final season. So as per usual, we're going to get 4 new prestiges, and this is actually the final seasonal prestige update that we're going to get for a while, since Black Ops 6 is bringing us back to the classic prestige system. So 200 more levels are being added in, bringing us to a total level cap of 1250. So we're going to have prestige 22 unlocked at level 1100, and then you have prestige 23 unlocked at level 1150, followed by prestige 24 unlocked at level 1200, and last but certainly not least, the final prestige of Modern Warfare 3 is going to be prestige 25. You'll hit this by hitting the rank 1250, and also along the way, as you hit new prestiges, there'll be 4 new calling card challenges for multiplayer, for zombies, and then there'll of course be the big blueprint reward, which is called Wicked Knight. It's going to be for the MCW assault rifle, and it's going to go ahead and banish enemies with the bat emblazoned black and white design. As they confirm here in the blog post, it's going to be undetectable by radar with improved damage range and aim walking speed. So obviously that means there'll be some pretty solid attachments on this blueprint. Unfortunately, none of the prestige blueprints have ever featured tracers, but some of them have some pretty cool designs, as you guys may have been paying attention to over the last couple of seasons. Now, we'll of course make a follow-up video once we learn more information about other potential weapon blueprints or even camo rewards from the upcoming challenge events that are going to be featured in Season 6. Most of the events do last several weeks, which I think is fantastic to give people time to really just wrap up their work in MW3 and get all their unlocks collected. But I have mentioned the events in a previous video already. Obviously, we'll learn more information about everything once the season does officially begin. But jumping into DLC weapons, we first up have the DTIR 3006. This is a brand new battle rifle available in Sector 6 of the Battle Pass. It's of course a free weapon, but there's of course a blueprint for it at Sector 20. If you want to just go down a different path in your Battle Pass and get the blueprint before the base weapon, you could of course do that, or you can also have the weapon dropped for you over in Modern Warfare Zombies. You can exfil with it and also auto unlock it right away. There will also, I think, inevitably be a bundle for this new battle rifle, so if you decide to buy that, that'll also give you instant access to the weapon if you don't progress through your Battle Pass. But as they confirmed here, you can eliminate long-range threats with this slow-firing and hard-hitting battle rifle chambered in 30.06. So they also confirmed it is steady and powerful and works wonders in the hands of a skilled operator. Its slow fire rate helps you conserve ammo and stay on target, inflicting heavy damage with each shot. Its strong base model gives you plenty of control when building the weapon out in Gunsmith. Throw on a scope to keep enemies at a distance, bulk up its ammo reserves with a larger mag, and improve its handling speeds with an assortment of ergonomic designs. Now, I believe this was the leaked H-car. This was mentioned and I think leaked out several weeks ago. I think that's what the weapon is here. I'm not a gun expert, so if you guys are, feel free to comment down below if the resemblance makes any type of sense. But that's our first weapon coming. The second and final ranged weapon coming to MW3 is going to be the Kastov LSW. This is an LMG available in Sector 9 of the Battle Pass. There's also going to be a blueprint available for it at Sector 14 if you want to unlock it that way. I believe this was the leaked RPL light machine gun that's been discussed for also a couple of weeks now, so you can feel free to let me know in the comments if that makes any sense. But the description does say, with its best in-class fire rate and tac stance accuracy, the LMG was crafted to tear enemies through at short to medium range. Shirking the traditional role of an LMG, the Kastov LSW encourages closing the distance to your targets by pairing a high fire rate with incredible accuracy and tactical stance. The weapon also sports a fast reload speed, so you can get right back into the action after exhausting its hefty 100-round default magazine. Wow. Use Gunsmith to further enhance the LMG, from improving tac stance accuracy even more to building it out for longer range play with attachments extending its damage range and bullet velocity. So that's going to be our second and final weapon here inside of the Season 6 Battle Pass. Now, we'll get to amps in a second, but I do want to mention it is very possible over the next few days, even before the preload does go live for the final season, some leaked gameplay could surface on Twitter. So beware of spoilers if you don't want to see any, but something we saw over the last couple of seasons is somehow and magically, before the preload even went live for a new season, there were some leaker accounts posting watermarked gameplay of upcoming blueprints, operators, weapons, and other pieces of content like camos. So that's obviously something pretty unusual. Hopefully that doesn't happen here for the Haunting and Season 6, so that there's an element of surprise when we jump into the update on September the 18th. But if anything does change and I decide to safely talk about whatever the content is that leaks, I'll keep you guys posted in some separate content soon. But as far as the weekly challenge system does go for Season 6, let me just start by saying there's only 3 aftermarket parts coming. Now, this doesn't mean there's only going to be 3 weeks worth of weekly challenges. While that is possible, I do want to remind you that it's still not going to be a normal length type season in terms of weekly challenges, because typically what we see is about 8 weeks worth of weekly challenges in a specific season, and by week 8, if you've done all the challenges for every week, or excuse me, 5 challenges at least minimum per week, you'll unlock a camo reward for having done all that, and then for each week that you do challenges, there'll be something like an aftermarket part, or a blueprint, even a ranged weapon here and there. This time around, when week 5 does begin for Season 6, Black Ops 6 will be out, so I doubt we're going to get any type of content past like week 4 for Season 6, considering a new Call of Duty is just around the corner. Season 6 will still be active while Black Ops 6 is out, but that doesn't mean that Modern Warfare 3 is going to get any type of content whatsoever. So with that in mind, as they confirmed here in the blog, complete weekly challenges to earn the 3 Season 6 aftermarket parts, including an explosive modification for the KATT, as well as a pressurized magazine that fires 3 ballistic revettes for the MX Guardian, and even more. Now, you can also unlock these amps through Warzone Mobile if you use Arsenal coins, which means you don't have to actually do any of the weekly challenges to get these. That's, of course, for mobile players who either don't play the premium game, or for those that play both and just prefer to bypass the weekly challenge system and unlock amps pretty quickly using those coins. But with all that out the way, we first up have the JAK Salvo. This is going to be for the KATT-AMR sniper. It's a Modern Warfare 3 weapon, so they confirm it's a sniper modification that fires anti-material explosive rockets that deal significant explosive damage. So it's pretty cool to see some amps for an actual sniper. I would say Season 5, if anything, had some of the more underwhelming ones, and you know, Season 5 still had some promising ones too, don't get me wrong. But for example, the JAK Devastators, which just came out, the dual wield reclaimers, aka Akimbo Spaz 12s, they're just a little underpowered in most game modes. I mean, still fun to have and cool to use here and there, but certainly not as good as what I remember to be the dual wield Spaz 12s from MW3 But snipers are probably going to get a good dig out of the JAK Salvo. Here's the one I'm most excited for though, the JAK Lance, as what I'm calling the CEL-3 Cauterizer. If you guys are unfamiliar with one of the wonder weapons from Advanced Warfare Zombies back in 2014, this is a wonder weapon that looks pretty identical to the image they've shared here of the aftermarket part for the MX Guardian shotgun. The description does read, a pressurized magazine that fires 3 ballistic revettes, 1 per mag rotation. Pressure builds while the weapon is idle until the maximum output is reached. At critical pressure, velocity and precision are vastly improved. So I doubt it's going to be a one-to-one to the CEL-3, nor is it going to look exactly like the CEL-3, but the resemblance is certainly there, and the description of how it fires also kind of matches how the CEL-3 did fire in Exo Zombies from several years ago. I also want to remind you that the CEL-3 Cauterizer was actually added into Advanced Warfare multiplayer via supply drops, which was crazy to see. So it's not completely out of the question to see a weapon like that in a multiplayer experience, let alone the ability to take it into any other game mode of your choice here. So I'm really excited to see how this weapon does fully operate for the MX Guardian. It sounds like it could end up being one of those sleeper meta updates that people out there just don't notice because it's an aftermarket part, not a typical ranged weapon. So let me know how you feel about the JAK Lance down below in the comments. Last but certainly not least, we have the JAK Voltstorm. This is going to be an amp for the Stormender launcher. It says high voltage electricity is cycled through copper coils and discharged in a lethal bolt capable of hitting multiple targets. Now, this kind of sounds like what a Wonderwaff would be inside of multiplayer, but either way, this is going to be the ability to attack other enemies with the Stormender, which you really can't do inside of MW3. This thing is really just great against score streaks, but when hitting other enemies with it, it doesn't really do anything. So I think that's fantastic that an amp is going to allow us to actually bring this into the action against other real people and not just score streaks. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on all DLC weapons we know are coming to Season 6 of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone? How are you feeling about one of the aftermarket parts, which may potentially be almost the CEL-3 Cauterizer Wonder Weapon from Exo Zombies. Plus, let me know your thoughts on everything else we discussed. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.